so that it will be easier. And basically, we all those 80 parking lots will not be occupied at one event or may not be. But if there are some bigger events, we don't want the traffic congestion and we don't want to interrupt our neighbors and we don't want street parking and stuff. So we are very careful on it. This is very important for us. Next slide, please. When we do the parking lot extension or upgrade, so it will not be just a black asphalt because it will look nicer. So we have developed this landscape plan. So there will be like a good landscaping so that, as Bobby said, that we are going to revive this property. So it looks beautiful and it will be a kind of beautiful place within that community. So we have this comprehensive landscape plan. Unfortunately, I don't have that color one, but it will look nice. Next slide, please. As a project overview, these are some pictures we gathered together so that it will say what we're going to do. So basically, like festivals and cultures. So yeah, it will be. There are so many kind of festivals and cultures, and we'll be doing that thing in the center. So next slide, please. Continue to the festivals and cultural events. Um, yeah, different ethnic groups, different religious groups, different cultural groups have different kind of festivals, different kind of costume, different kind of their own kind of um, these songs, dances, different language, definitely. Next slide, please. These are the photos for like the worship and religious gatherings. Like sometimes Hindu gurus visit and they want to, sometimes lamas, and sometimes priests, they want to visit the center and they want to share the knowledge to the public, to the community. That will be the place. And yeah, next slide, please. That's to continue to the worship and religious gathering pictures. And the next slide, please. That will be educational and kids activities. Yeah, these are some classrooms activities, kids activities. Yeah, and that will extend onto the next slide, please. Yeah, just yeah, we are trying to engage our kids, teach them the moral value, and try to make them a better citizens, better citizen of the country. And the next slide, please. And definitely, like we said, we'll do some receptions, and these are the pictures. Some of the next slide. And other activities like meetings, conferences, like a blood donation or something good for the community. Like we will be using this like a donation collection or other activities that is good for the community. So these are some of the activities we'll be doing. And next slide, please. And the development standard. There are, yeah, as Nathan mentioned that through the help of city staff, we have requested these three exceptions because, yeah, it's for the design guidelines. So minimum 50 feet setbacks to the building is required, but as we are not touching that existing building, so it's already in there. So we have requested 45 feet from 76 and 34 from Boulevard, so that the existing building stays there. And the next one is like 25 feet clearance or setbacks from the parking lot and landscaping, but 2 feet as many parking lots without making changes to the site. I mean, not making the huge changes to the site. So we have requested some exception to that. And third one is 8 feet masonry wall So with the adjacent property, private property. So regarding that, we contacted our neighbors on the north side, and yeah, they suggested that, hey, I mean, 8 foot wall, masonry wall is not good in front of the building because of the safety and other reasons. So they requested to make it lower. So yeah, as per their request, we are requesting to this up to 5 feet. That's our exception request through the help of city staff. And next slide, please. And this concludes my presentations. And thank you so much. And we'll take any questions later. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, if commissioners have any questions, please address them to the chair, and remember, no comments at this time. No questions here? Oh, excuse me, Commissioner McConnell.
So, Nathan, I do have a question for staff. So in the presentation, this is about the masonry wall. We've settled on a height of 5 feet, correct?
Yeah, to be more exact, we've actually tweaked that a little bit. It's going to be between 4 and 6 feet, and we marked that on the ODP after talking.
Right, you just answered my question. Thank you.
Okay, great. Yeah, we just needed to fix that on the slide. That was a recent change.
Commissioner Tomacek.
Question for city staff. It sounded like the reason the church vacated the property was because of a failure of the sewer system. Was that storm or sanitary?
I believe it was sanitary, and it was on the private property side, so it's not the city infrastructure. It's a tie-in on the private property. And I believe that the owners are aware of it.
Okay. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to open the public testimony, and I need to remind everyone that testimony has been received in the form of emails and voicemails, and were entered into the public record, or will be played tonight during the live meeting. Those who wish to give comments have signed up in advance per the guidelines and will be called upon in order of their sign up to speak during this meeting. The testimony will be limited to 5 minutes per speaker, so please have your comments prepared. Also, when possible, if your comments have already been stated by another speaker, please just approach the podium and state that you agree with the previous speaker rather than restating. Please refrain from applause or other comments. Would you like to announce any emails or voicemails?
So yes, Commissioners, we were provided a packet addendum that went out today at approximately 1:30 that contained one email that was received after the original packet was posted. We do have one voicemail that will be played into the live meeting. So Curtis, if you could please go ahead and play the voicemail for us.
Hi, this is Mary Louise Hill. I live at 7650 Quitman Street. We are looking forward to having these new neighbors take over and occupy the old St. Martha's Episcopal Church. It will be great to have new neighbors down there. I do not think it is fair to make them cover the expense of putting the electrical wiring underground. Our neighborhood has above ground wiring. Surely the wiring on the east side of Bradburn and the west side of Quitman will not be put in.
Damn it.
Hi, this is Mary Louise Hill. I live at 7650 Quitman Street. We are looking forward to having these new neighbors take over and occupy the old St. Martha's It's just not fair
Like
to
voice note?
make them
That sounds great.
Okay.
pay for
You
the
have
I do thank you for that. So we'll go ahead and move on to our in-person speakers.
Jesus Christ.
I'm very sorry. I'm going to just spell this last name so I don't butcher it. Shrestha. Is there somebody in the audience with that last name who would like to speak? Okay, please come on up to the podium. Shrestha?
Yes, you got it. Thank you very much. Okay. It is my pleasure today, sir.
Yes, say your full name.
My name is Narayan Shrestha. I live in Superior, Colorado.
Thank you.
Your neighbor. Yeah, thank you. It is my pleasure to be here today, and I agree with these two folks, what they say. Their statement is perfectly good. We support that. And the only reason I'm here today is that to elaborate a little bit differently is that we all come here before, coming from the hills and valleys and plateaus of Nepal. And those days when we went to school, especially I'm talking about myself, did not have a school also. And we came here to this wonderful country to seek for the opportunity, education, better life, better learning, and civilization. We are civil over here in our own way. We have our own culture, and respectful culture is there established. But then again, America, the place where you shine and rise. That's the reason we are here. And we call now Colorado is our home. Colorado is similar in a way, mountains, but western, what you call it, all the Himalayas in the western area. And it's all that is very similar, not very high enough though, if you go to Nepal, but it is similarity is there. We are here to live with harmony and to make our life better, making our friends equally, respectfully, and sharing our culture and educating each other by providing. We learn from you, you also learn from us. And our idea is we have to learn how to live with harmony and peace and love and care. The world is very difficult these days. We cannot understand why we have to go through war. We are here to enjoy our life peacefully, not disturbing any other people. The bottom line I'm going to say is that if we are all human, making our place heaven and earth by sharing, caring, loving, understanding, and most of all being more compassionate and understanding each other, and let us live this way. Thank you very much. That's all I would say.
Thank you.
The next speaker will be Mr. Rich Kester.
I only hope that I only hope that I can have the passion that the gentleman before me just spoke, well stated. And I would like very much to hope that anything that I say will not be misunderstood or misinterpreted. I would like first to thank the members of the Planning Commission allowing me to come up here and make a fool of myself and try to tell you how I really feel. My wife and I live on 7699 Bradburn Boulevard, which is about 3 houses north of the church. We have lived in the Harris Park area since the 60s.
high school then were both in our 80s, and we've been in the Harris Park area in a couple different residences ever since. One of the reasons we've chosen Harris Park was because of the diversity. Believe in the diversity. We live in a very diverse community, and we wouldn't have it any other way. I would like to say officially, I am opposed to the zoning change and the forgiveness or the exceptions of the zoning changes in question. I had written Mr. Lawrence a letter early on in this process and forwarded the letter also to City Council. Basically, my concerns are really pretty simple. The forgiveness or the exceptions on some of the zonings, the setbacks and so forth. I think the zonings speak for itself. They're there for a reason. And I think when the people come in and ask for zoning changes, they don't understand that the zones are there for safety and compatibility. And I'm not sure if you look at the same map that was displayed a little earlier, and I'm kind of shooting from the hip here, but if you look at the zoning map between Lowell and east and north to the railroad track and south to 72nd and north to 80th, it's predominantly single-family dwellings, a lot of apartment buildings, residences where people live, and there are some exceptions. There are some houses of worship there, and I'm not objecting to another house of worship, but there's some wording that seemed a little bit nebulous to me. In that a community center. Most community centers that I'm aware of have been operated by the municipalities. And I'm not sure how this is going to benefit my community and my city. And I am concerned about that. And I guess I'm of the age where Westminster's not going to have to worry about me a whole lot longer, but I hope to make an impact while I'm still here. And so I would like to be on the record that I am opposed to the zoning changes, except those changes which are necessary because they've become outdated. And I think Mr. Lawrence pointed those out to me in the letter in his response to my letter. I appreciate that. So I've rambled enough. I thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, our third and final speaker is Jim Bell.
Good evening. My name is Jim DeBell. I live on 7960 Maria Street, which is more like 78 and Osceola. And I've been a resident of that house for over 40 years. And when I first moved there 40 years ago, Bradburn was not as nice looking as it is now. There has been considerable upgrades in small houses, all of a sudden become huge mansions. And I think, for the most part, I really have enjoyed seeing it grow like that. And I am for the record, I am in favor of this presentation for the zoning changes and for a religious community center to be built there, because I think it's an upgrade for the community. As it stands right now, the last couple of years I've walked by and I've wondered if maybe homeless people were living in that empty building, and I have seen people living in their cars occasionally in the parking lot. And so I think this whole proposal, as far as I'm concerned, is a real upgrade for the community. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was our final in-person speaker, and we do have the voicemail that is now.
Make him pay for this expense. We also do not want 8-foot fence. Chair, would you let me know if that will suffice?
I think everyone heard the gist of it, so I believe that will be sufficient.
Okay, we will move on to, that will conclude our in-person and virtual testimony.
Sure. Please state your name and address.
Hi, my name is Jessica Johnson. I live at 7340 Winona Court, and I have been a resident nearby this property for 3 years. It's been a really great opportunity to be a new resident. Weirdly, I've been here for a while. And I just want to say that first and foremost, I approve of what you guys are trying to do. I think it's very exciting. But the one thing that comes to mind for me that is a priority for me personally is the water use of landscaping. So I would just like to make for the public record if it could be prioritized for the landscaping to be drought resistant and Colorado appropriate. And I don't know if this is PC for me to say, but I truly believe that food is really what brings cultures together. And so I would love to see a community garden of some sort, maybe that emphasizes Nepalese ingredients and all of that, to really help bring people from the community together and everybody. So, thanks.
Thank you. Yes. Okay, come on up.
My name is Carol Heller, and I live at 7765 Quitman. I've lived there for 55 years, so I pretty much, a statue in the neighborhood. I came here because I was a little concerned about some things that I had heard about what was going to happen. But after hearing this presentation, I have to say I'm really excited. My brother David was in the Peace Corps, and he spent over 2 years in Nepal, and he loved Nepal. And when he comes to dinner, we always go to a Nepalese restaurant. So I have just good things to say about you. And I'm very pleased that this is the proposal for that area. I think that, whatever problems there are, you can iron out. But I think that the overall view of what this community has in mind and our community can very well work together. And I would just like to say St. Martha's always used to have a community dinner once a month. And, if you ever should like to do something like that, I think it would be a great way to share some of your culture with the neighborhood. And I will come. So, but only because I figured out you actually do have women. Okay, I saw the women in the picture, so you do have women, right? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I believe I am going to close the public testimony portion of this hearing and ask staff or the applicant if they have a rebuttal.
That's no other comment, but we're here to answer questions.
Okay, great, thank you. I'm going to assume that the applicant is also happy with the way things have gone. Thank you. All right, the public testimony has been closed, and I am also at this time going to close the public hearing and ask if we can have a motion. Commissioner McConnell.
Thank you, Commissioner Bosch. I move that the Planning Commission recommends City Council approve the rezoning, preliminary development plan, and official development plan for a portion of Harris Park subdivision, Block 19, located at 4001 West 76th Avenue. The recommendation of approval is based on a finding that the rezoning, preliminary development plan, and official development plan are generally supported by the criteria set forth in sections 11-5-3, 11-5-14, and 11-5-15 of the Westminster Municipal Code, respectively.
Commissioner Dunn.
I second that, Mr. Chairman.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this?
Just have a question for staff, just because. Rich, is that your name? Okay. Sorry. Oh, I just wanted to confirm that Rich was your name. Okay.
I'm not sure.
The three
We're streaming, but I'm just not sure why the encoder's not seeing us.
Oh, so you're doing it with a webcam?
Yeah.
To throw it in, did Ryan tell you to switch the YouTube feed because you're going to get blips here pretty soon? 9 o'clock you will. So we're going to be doing the network upgrade. So at 9 o'clock we're going to be shutting this down.
We're trying to make standards that we're much after.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not recording audio.
This project
on us right now.
was actually built
Oh, here, come over.
challenging. So the exceptions that you referenced, the first one deals with building setbacks. I think given the character of this neighborhood, excessive setbacks, even if it was a brand new building, I don't think would fit in that character because it's a traditional neighborhood. It's not huge yards or anything like that. It's much more a quaint area. And then dealing with the landscape setbacks, again, I think in a similar way, it's fitting in that area. Those sort of setbacks are going to match the size of those front yards generally. And again, those are really written for a retail project, like a large strip mall or something like that. This is not that scale. Also, we're requiring a deal of extra parking. They're just meeting their minimum. And so we kind of have one or the other. And I think that in staff's mind, having the extra parking makes more sense. And then dealing with the masonry wall, that was really just straight from what the neighbors wanted. Again, that an 8-foot wall would be more appropriate if it was like a brand new gas station. Someone doesn't want that right next door. But I think that's the opinion, and especially what the neighbors think. Doing a 4-foot to 6-foot really matches the size of all of the fences in the area, so it'll mirror that and won't shade their properties or create some sort of safety issues. So I think it's trying to make a square peg in a round hole, and our standards aren't really written for this type of project. So I think we've done the best as we can given a set of being needs. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, I will call the question. Can we get a roll call, please?
Chair Bossert.
Aye.
Chair Bossert is in favor. Vice Chair McConnell. Aye. Vice Chair McConnell is in favor. Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn is in favor. Commissioner Tomachek.
Aye.
Commissioner Tomachek is in favor. Commissioner Zhang.
Aye.
Commissioner Zhang is in favor.
The motion passes unanimously. And congratulations. Do we have any old business we need to address at this moment?
Not that staff has, not that city staff has.
Okay, do we have any miscellaneous business from staff or otherwise? Doesn't look like we do. So I will say this meeting is officially adjourned. Thank you.